I had a hot take on Nick's story about getting recognized at the. I was going to ask at what point in the story was Nick going to reveal that this, because this has happened time after time where Nick has been like, oh yeah, like somebody left us like a 5-star review on Spotify. Oh yeah, it was my dad. Or like,
First off, this was not my dad.
I know where Devin's coming from because you've done that a couple times.
Oh yeah,
I was just waiting for you to be like, oh yeah, I met this guy at this food truck who like recognized us, and yeah, he was like, man, I love the cheesy gordita bunch. Yeah, it was Jacob.
First off, Jacob, though he has been on the show, has never said explicitly that he loves the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I have a list of people I will never have on the show, and now Jacob's on it. So.
He's at actually the top of the list.
Yeah.
And actually, no, but it's really good coffee. Check it out if you're ever on Burnet, if you're ever in Austin, and you're.
I thought it was ice cream.
No, that's where we were going to get some
Oh,
ice
oh,
cream,
got it,
but
got
we
it.
saw that our favorite coffee truck was open, and Bing Bang Boom. They make some really fucking amazing sausage biscuits, like handmade sausage biscuits.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I love a good biscuit.
Oh yeah, and these are like the perfect breakfast biscuits.
Flaky, soft, airy,
delicious.
warm,
They put like
buttery.
coarse salt on top of it. You know what I mean? To give it that little oomph.
The most decadent biscuit.
The most decadent biscuits. Yeah, it's been pretty fucking. It was really fucking good. So yeah, shout out Neighbors Coffee, and check them out if you're ever in Austin. But should we get the show started?
Let's get the show started.
I would say we should commence with this episode. It's a killer fucking conversation with just 3 cool guys talking about fried chicken. It's a killer fucking conversation, baby.
Well, welcome to the Cheesy Gordita Bunch podcast, the official podcast of the Taco Bell Cult Facebook group. I'm your host, Nick Ortiz, and with me, as always, my co-host, DJ Daddy Dill, Devin Hanley.
Bing bong, we back.
And, of course, the Nashville hot chicken in this family-sized order, Jordan Cravens Krennic.
Let's get it.
Yeah, also
Look
the
at-
Colonel doesn't talk like that.
Hey yo.
He has like a high-pitched voice. He has a little high-pitched voice. Ooh, his finger looking good. For real.
So,
For real. I listened to some interviews with him, and it's a little high-pitched southern voice.
When did he die?
We don't bring that up.
Okay.
Because he's actually not dead. He's actually frozen in the first KFC, and whenever they have the technology to bring him back, he's going to bring a new era of peace across the world.
across the universe,
Yeah.
the galaxy.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So if you can't already tell, this episode is going to be about Colonel Holland Sanders.
I'm just picturing like thawing out Colonel Sanders and like the post-apocalyptic hellscape. Like, well, I do think that I might have been in there a little bit too long. Oh shucks. Anyway, I guess that isn't how I spent hours researching the Colonel Sanders voice this week, but didn't watch a single video of him talking.
Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of forced myself because back in the day they just did not have the best quality anything. Probably besides like houses and food.
Chicken.
Oh, there's some really good quality chicken now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are going to be talking about Colonel Harland Sanders. Before we dive into it, though, so this past quarter with good old Taco Bell TBZ, they've released some new items. I'm curious if y'all have had them. So first we have the verde sauce that they had recently brought out.
Ooh, I got takes on that.
It's completely different than the green sauce.
It is not the verde. It's a
It's a green chili.
It's a green chili sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the other ones? And then I'll come back to that one.
And then of course the enchilito. Yeah, the enchilito is back. Have either one of y'all had the enchilito?
Hell yeah.
is fucking
yeah.
bomb, right?
I got it last time. I mean, we can go back and
Fine, I'll try it.
Like,
I haven't tried it yet.
It's worth
it's
it.
a great item. It's a great item, and it's like
Whatever.
so much so much flavor. Like I forgot how much I like. You know, I get a lot of drier items a lot of the time. I feel.
Yeah, I
you're
mean, as a
he's-
fellow dry guy.
He's a dry guy.
Yeah, he's a dry.
I'm
He's
a
a
dry
dry guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Sense.
It was nice to go sloppy this time.
The opposite of
and-
dry is sloppy. I just want to make sure I'm getting
Yeah.
that properly.
It's
Yeah. all right.
moist and damp. It's
Just-
sloppy.
Sometimes, most of the time, I'm a dry guy, but last week I was a sloppy poppy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got something for you.
Yeah, let's hear
So
it.
I had the green chili sauce. I got it on the $2 like Frito
Oh, so
burrito.
you added it to
Yeah.
something. Okay.
Yes, I did in the app. You can just add it, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
50, 75 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I also got the nacho fries that the
That comes
special
with it, right?
yeah, the special
Yeah.
nacho fry like item. And honestly, it is a different flavor than anything they've ever had. It
Okay.
really is. It is absolutely different than anything they've ever had before, unless there's something in the past that like I just haven't tasted. But I don't think I can't recall ever having that kind of taste and experience at a Taco Bell. I mean, it was
You felt like you're at a taqueria.
Yeah.
no, really though. It was actually like a sauce that you would get at like a
Yes.
somebody's
No, 1,000%.
family food truck. Like it was
I
it
agree.
was spicy.
It was delicious.
It was good
My
as
God,
fuck,
it was
yeah.
delicious. I had the burrito, the green verde burrito, whatever the fuck it's called right now,
Yeah.
the steak burrito. It was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really enjoyed the enchilada. I wish it was bigger, you know me. But also, I am a sloppy boy. All right, I
Okay.
am a sloppy boy because I love a wet burrito, and the enchilada was the perfect combo. I wish it was packed with some more cheese. I love the freshness of those regular chopped onions, and I was very happy to see that there were no olives on top because olives ruin everything.
Yeah, I don't
Olives
like
are fucking
olives.
Did you
horrible.
order it without olives?
Huh?
Did you order it without olives?
No,
or
it
was
just doesn't.
or-
It just doesn't come with olives.
Really? I guess I didn't even think about that. I can't even remember if mine had olives.
Yeah, because if you
on it,
did,
but-
you would have hated your meal.
Yeah, you would have
Yeah.
thrown up
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah.
on site.
Literally, totally. It would have been a sloppy disaster.
Yeah. So on the Craven Savins scale, what are
Yeah.
you looking at for these? Are they craveable? One, ask. Tell me, is this green chili craveable? Should
Yes.
the folks in Bell Nation clamor and
yes.
riot?
First and riot. Of course, you should be.
Naturally.
You should be going to your state houses and picketing for this sauce. It is good. I remember it being a little smoky. Is that
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
it. Yeah.
as well. It was really good, guys. Honestly, and gals and everyone else. It really was really good. I appreciated that they came up with something that was very different. And I'm not like like when I go to Taco Bell, the most I get is the hot. I don't get fire. I don't get Diablo.
Yeah, that German coming through.
It's not my.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is actually another reason, but we could talk about it another day.
He's a super taster.
That's true. Actually it's trauma.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, really?
You want to hear this
I
quick
do.
story?
Well,
So
quick.
when I was a kid, I was like
Hey, thanks for that,
4
Jordan.
or 3.
Just kidding.
When I was like 3 or 4, my mom came home. She brought some food, and I was like, "Oh, I want some. Give me the pickle." I was like, "I want to eat the pickle." And she was like, "No, go away." And I was like, "No, give me the And I'm persistent. I'm a
Yeah.
kid. Of course, I'm asking
Jordan
why.
Krennic.
I'm
Of course
Jordan.
you're
Much-
persistent.
Thank you.
Persistence beats resistance.
There it is.
Yeah.
Breaks, but same thing. It's the exact
It don't matter.
word
to
for
me,
word,
yeah.
literally the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it don't matter to me. Yes, persistence breaks resistance. And so I'm hanging in there, and I'm like, "Mom, give me the pickle." She tells me no like 3 times, right?
Mhm.
And then this is my side of the story. She tells it differently. Fucking asshole.
Well, Nicole, you're here now. Let's go ahead and.
And so I'm like, one more time. I ask for it, and she goes, "Fine, here, take it. Go away." And I was like, "Woohoo!" Right? So
Yeah.
I get up, I take a bite, and it's a fucking jalapeno.
Ooh.
And
It's a
it-
pickled one too, right?
Yes, it was like from Church's Chicken, dude.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was so I went to the bathroom and I cried by myself in the bathroom in the sink.
That's why I love churches, because churches
Pussy.
always gives you jalapenos and carrots in a little bag. spicy jalapenos and carrots. It's fucking amazing. Church's
Burn my
chicken.
fucking mouth. So growing up, I never ate pickles on anything. So I don't really like pickles that much because I just like it's like if you never had like mustard on a hot dog growing up and then you just put it on there, it might turn you off. That's how pickles are for me. I just didn't eat it growing up like with anything. So I can eat pickles, it's fine, but I don't like going to like a shock, you know.
Yeah.
Or a trance or some like
Well,
kind of
that
nervous
was
system
really
breakdown.
traumatic for you.
It was, but I also didn't eat any spicy
Thank you for
food.
being so vulnerable on this podcast and sharing this.
Yeah, your trauma about jalapeno pickles.
I also didn't eat any spicy food. So that's why like even though it's probably like a 5 out of 10, it like made me cough like a couple times. It was like fucking spicy. It really was. But it tastes really good. And if you haven't had it, you have to go try it. You really, really do have to try it. It is something that Taco Bell, from what I can tell, has never done before. So it's a must.
It's worth it. It's worth a try.
I'm really glad that Taco Bell, because I love New Mexican style Mexico food.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
if you
I can
don't
appreciate
know,
it too. Yeah.
New Mexican food is specifically with green chilies.
Oh yeah.
And I think of
thing,
green
yeah.
chilies.
The hatch chili.
Yeah, hatch green chilies. I love that flavor. I think those are absolutely amazing. So I would be excited to try that.
Yeah, I mean,
because I didn't know that either. I thought this was just regular kind of old school throwback verde sauce. So now that you've broken it down, that it is actually something completely different, I am much more compelled.
It's a light green like crema
it's
sauce.
nice.
It's
yeah.
very
It's like
very nice, yeah.
avocado salsa. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good. Try it. Go try it. Please do it. 10 out of 10 on must do. I would say 8 or 9 out of 10 on taste and flavor and experience.
Cool.
And then cost wise, if you add it to anything, it's only a few bucks. It's only like a few pennies. So cost wise is also going to get a good rating. I'd say 8 out of 10 on that.
Cool. Well, hey, you heard it
Nice.
here first. Check it out. And, check us out. Social media. Cheese Gordita Bunch on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Check out the Taco Bell Cult Facebook group. And, of course, check out Tall Boys. Yeah.
Listen to the
Hey,
Tacos,
leave us
yeah.
a review, you dickheads. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. Leave us a review.
Leave us a review. If you've listened to the show, please leave
Hey,
us a review
hey,
on whatever
family
platform.
members. Hey, family members. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Hey,
Leave a
I just
review.
want to say, Devin's
Leave a review.
family hasn't left us a review, so someone's at least doing their
Wow.
job.
Hey,
Doing
listen.
their job.
Wow.
Any family out there listening, leave an anonymous review so we can read it on the air and not tell the audience that it was a family member who would love us.
Honestly, no one would have told them it was a family member, but of course, it's Devin who snitches. Leave it to Devin to dry snitch. Dry snitch
Oopsie.
Devin.
Yeah,
He said, oopsie.
He's a dry guy, you know.
He is a dry guy. He's a dry guy. So
Makes sense.
we are talking about Colonel Harlan Sanders. So let's
Harlan.
go ahead and just dive on into today's main topic.
I'm Colonel Harlan Sanders, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Hey, you two coming?
You go ahead, honey. I want to talk to these folks a little bit longer.
Colonel Harlan Sanders, born on September 9th, 1890,
Wow.
to Wilbur David and Marguerite Ann Sanders.
Wow, that's Devin. You guys are like the same age.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the oldest of 3 children, and the Colonel's family, they were Advent Christians. And that's, I guess, a specific type of Christian.
I was gonna ask. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they were strict parents, continuously talking about the evils of alcohol, tobacco, gambling, even whistling on Sundays. You know, they didn't like any of the good shit. Yeah. Now, when the Colonel was 5, his father did pass, causing his mother to really take over the main role as the main provider. But also, a lot of that was the housekeeping was left to the young Colonel. So he had to take care of 2 other siblings. And at the age of 7, he started making food. He became a really skilled bread maker and a forager because they lived in where did they live? I don't even remember.
Forests.
No, they lived in Missouri or some shit, one of those country bumpkin states where
The Midwest somewhere.
the resources just weren't as available. So going out and foraging was gonna yield more because one, it was fucking free.
I mean, it's also 1890. Let's not.
Yeah, true. It's
Yeah.
like the 1890s. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was a forager, right?
yeah. Well, at the age of 10, the colonel began to work as like a farmhand.
I was just gonna say, like, this is a fucking rags to riches. This is an American fucking story right here. Like, this ain't no clown born on a, born into the McDonald's, Ronald
yeah.
McDonald, fucking silver spoon in his mouth.
The silver clown shoes on his feet.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely. You know, the colonel, especially like going over his life, he did not have it easy. But at this point in time, nobody really had it easy.
Yeah.
I mean, in 1902, his mother had married a William Brodus. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they moved to Indiana. And the colonel did not have a good relationship with his stepfather. And at the age of 12, he actually dropped out of 7th grade and went to work on another farm. Now, at this time, the young colonel, he really had to make his own way in the world because of just like the the terrible relationship.
No, that was a good one. That was
The
that's
terrible-
Now,
that's tumultuous. That's a
Now,
couple
from an
syllables, too.
early age, I told myself I needed to get out of Dodge. So that's what I did. I took all my things, I put it in a little bag, and I was like, Paul, I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Paul?
I'm gonna be whistling every Sunday, you motherfucker.
Now, in 1906, the colonel actually lied about his age and joined the army at either like age 15 or 16.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he was like,
Is
I'm
this-
going to get the fuck out of here.
Is-
I'm going to Cuba. I'm going to be a wagoneer.
He's like becomes an actual colonel then.
No, he's actually
That's ironic then.
yeah. He actually does. He doesn't stay in the army long enough to become a colonel because he actually discharges a year later.
Okay. Cuba, great choice though.
Yeah, he went to Cuba. He was honorably discharged, and between 1907 and 1930, he had various amounts of jobs. Like the shit that he did was crazy. So he was everything from like working on a steam engine to being a midwife. Like this man helped
That's
deliver.
crazy.
He helped bring in 8 children into the world.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Fuck
This is
yeah.
crazy. Why do you think they honorably discharged him? They like got his dental records and they're like, oh, you still have your baby teeth. You're too young to be in the military.
Actually, I didn't even figure out why they had, honorably discharged him. but yeah,
Next episode.
he ended up being discharged. In the next episode, we will talk about how he did end up serving during World War II.
Chicken.
It was chicken.
Let's go.
He was serving chicken in World War II in Tennessee, the same facility that they were enriching uranium during the Manhattan Project. So
secret
the
that
next
blend
Wow.
that blend of
This
secret
dude-
herbs and
this-
spices there.
This guy is like the fucking. He's like they could make like a Forrest Gump style movie.
You're not wrong. It'd probably be more interesting.
I'm surprised nobody's done a full-on doc. Is there? Is
Well,
there like a full-on documentary
I don't-
movie
honestly, I don't
of this
know.
man's life?
I know there was a
Let's
movie
make it.
where the colonel was played by Mario Lopez, like a
Oh.
lifetime movie.
Yeah, that seems like the perfect character.
Yes, because the colonel definitely didn't grow up in a time where where it was bad to be a different color skin. But
I'm sure Mario Lopez was like really surprised when he got offered that part.
Really? Like that? Really?
You're giving me the Colonel? Okay,
all right.
sure.
But
Yeah.
in 1924, the colonel moved to Kentucky to work as a salesman for Michelin
Michelin.
tire company.
Michelin.
Yeah, and once there, the fucking
So funny.
plant ended up closing, so he was kind of shit out of luck.
This guy, his journey is
Oh yeah, he
tumultuous.
He could not keep a job. The colonel could not keep a job. He was a fucking fighter, though. That's why. The reason why he lost a lot of his jobs is because he didn't take any shit from anybody. He was willing to throw hands over anything. He even like knocked out this like one train engineer and was like fired on the spot.
oh shit!
Yeah. I mean,
my
we're
gosh.
talking about a man.
I
who grew up-
wonder. I wonder how that manifested itself in his midwife.
Look, you hit the belly right here.
I'm
but-
not all. You think I'm taking that thing out? Oh, you best be joking yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, so whenever he was fired by chance, he met the general manager of the Standard Oil Company in Kentucky called Standard Oil of Kentucky,
Okay.
and
He got really creative.
Oh yeah, he was just this charismatic, driven man, and everyone saw that in the Colonel. So they end up asking the Colonel to run his station in 1930, and unfortunately, the Great Depression happened. So at that point in time, they fucking shut down the service station.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, what, 38 at this point?
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this:
40? No, he's 40 because he was born in 90.
regardless of what age we talk about, I always think of Colonel Sanders
As
the
the
same
old,
way. Yeah,
the 66-year-old man on the bucket.
Yeah.
Same.
That's so funny because, like, he's 7, right? We like part of the story. He's 7. And he's like a 7-year-old boy, gray hair,
Little
glasses,
mustache, no
and
teeth.
a little goatee.
No, absolutely.
When he knocks the dude out, punches him. He's like, he turns, he looks at him, and he's got the same face.
He says, "Finger looking good."
now,
Never one to just sit idly by. The
God,
Colonel
that's
found
so
himself a new job with the Shell Oil Company. Now, the Shell Oil Company offered old Colonel Harlan Sanders a service station of his own in North Corbin, Kentucky. Rent-free, completely rent-free.
Let's go.
In return, they are paying basically a percentage of the sales. They're paying him a percentage of the sales. Or vice versa. I don't know. I'm very unclear about that. But in this service station, the Colonel began serving meals to weary travelers. You know, shit that will really beat the regular mundane bullshit that other diners were really offering. And these meals were a hit. He served everything from Kentucky country ham, okra, string beans, and biscuits. As you'll see, there is no chicken on that list because it just took way too long. It took a lot longer
to cook chicken?
Oh, yeah. It took him about 30 minutes, and people didn't have that time to sit there and get their gas filled up while waiting for fucking fried chicken.
Yeah, what about ham, though? It's just ham,
Ham's already cooked.
Yeah.
You just put that bitch on the fucking stove, and
Yeah,
you're just
okay.
basically warming it up.
All right, fair enough.
But the demand was there. You know, the demand was there. The Colonel saw that.
God, he didn't have a fucking, what's it called?
Oh, what? Deep fryer?
He didn't have an air fryer just ready to go? Just like really
No.
No, that's
And
what I was gonna say.
ironically
Jeez,
enough, the
come
Colonel's the reason why chicken was able to be cooked so fast after this. Like, this was just a problem of technology at this point in time. You know, they just did not have the technology to cook something in like mere minutes.
fucking 1940, so or
Yeah.
1925 or whatever.
These
the
are like
fuck this is.
1930s. This is
30s, yeah.
1930s. So initially, he served customers from his own living quarters in the station alone. Like, he was out there while he was like filling it up and shit. While he had other people filling up their cars, you know, filling up their air tires, shit like that. He was in there fucking whipping the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just serving
hell
up
yeah.
meals left and right in his own living quarters. And again, the food was a hit. Like, no one was serving alternative like food like this. And to think, you know, like they're getting what is it? What's like old Southern food?
Maybe
Besides,
like
like-
some like sweet potatoes or
Yeah, you know what I mean.
some collard greens.
And we're also talking like diner food as well. So like they're like getting malts, and this is like during Prohibition. So bootleggers were about. And one thing you'll notice about the Colonel is he is a no nonsense motherfucker.
Clearly, I mean he's knocking
Yeah,
motherfuckers
serious
out.
business.
Yeah, so during this time, the Colonel was on a new level when it came to advertising. He would actually go out to like different highways, go out to barns, and he would paint like advertisements on these barns and on these highway signs. Well, that pissed off another like a competitor, a local competitor.
So he whooped his ass.
You'd think so. So that pissed off Matt Stewart. And Matt Stewart went over and he would start painting over the Colonel's signs.
Son of a
and that
bitch.
shit wasn't going to fly. So the Colonel, along with 2 district managers for the Shell Company, went out to Matt to visit Matt Stewart.
Pay him
And-
a visit.
He'll pay him
Already,
not
the
Southern
he's
visit.
he's got the leg up big time. Like, if you were riding down the street, would you rather get your Kentucky cooked ham from Colonel Sanders or from Matt Stewart? You can't even fucking compete.
No, you're right. So
Yeah.
whenever the Colonel pulled up with his boys, Matt
On
Stewart
some gang shit.
had a gun. All right, and a fucking shootout erupted, killing one of the managers.
Oh shit,
What
dude!
the
Somebody
fuck?
died.
Yes,
That's
but
fucking awesome.
the colonel, always staying strapped, returned fire.
Boy, keep that thing on him.
Hell yeah, he fucking whipped it out. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Pop,
Shot
pop,
him.
pop, pop, pop.
Well,
He-
I'll tell you, that's why I always keep one in the chamber. Old man Stewart.
Now he ended up he ended up wounding Matt Stewart, shooting him in the shoulder, incapacitating him, and eventually he was arrested. He went to prison for murder.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Matt Stewart.
Yes, Matt Stewart went to prison for murder,
Fuck.
effectively eliminating all of his competition, making Harlan Sanders the service station king of Kentucky.
Hey, listen, if you can't beat him,
Kill him. Yeah.
Dude, this is fucking crazy,
But this
bruh.
isn't the only time that the
Holy
colonel
shit.
had did that. Like this.
What you
like,
mean? He shot more people? I'm just
So
kidding.
so what had happened?
Oh,
all
fuck.
right, it was a late night, and mind you, the colonel at this time he separated from his wife.
He says the colonel was
So-
killing it.
So he had separated himself from his wife at this point because he married her when he was 18. There was a whole scheme of him trying to kidnap one of his kids back. You know what I mean? Like he was not in the best, most healthiest place. So he was living
He
by
sounds like he
himself.
was a bad motherfucker through and through, the colonel. Every paragraph.
He's a go-getter. He's a go-getter. All right, that's what he is. He's a go-getter. He was capitalizing on shit when
And,
other people weren't.
And if you wasn't gonna let him get, he was gonna get you.
Yeah,
Okay,
so back to what I was saying. So he was living by himself at the service station,
Yeah.
and this is Prohibition era Kentucky. So there are the grounds of NASCAR being built. You know what I mean? People out evading the police, people fucking making moonshine and hooch and all this shit. Well,
the origins
Colonel-
of Dukes and Hazzard.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Dukes and Hazzard.
Duke Hazards? I
Duke-
don't know.
Duke-
I don't.
Dukes
I
and
don't
Hazzard?
fucking watch that show. But so he heard gunfire early in the morning, like 3 a.m. in the morning. He heard gunfire outside of his service
They're
station.
calling me.
And he was like, "This shit ain't gonna fly, all right? This is happening at my service station. Hearing gunfire is like hearing a rooster crow, basically." And so he goes out there, kicks open the doors in fucking boxers and everything with his shotgun in hand, and he holds them motherfuckers up. He was able to stop them from like shooting at each other. They drop their weapons, and he holds them at gunpoint until the police come and fucking snatch these dudes up and take them away.
Get the fuck out of here.
The
Fucking
colonel don't
crazy.
mess around, all right? That's what
Fucking
people don't
crazy.
under fucking stand. The colonel don't mess around. He's not some happy podunk guy in Kentucky, all right?
No.
He's a businessman.
Colonel ain't going for no shit.
Yes, and by 1935, the colonel was killing it, all right? His food was becoming so popular, all right? He was winning the hearts and bellies of all those who had visited his service station. And that year, in 1935, the Kentucky governor, Ruby LaFoon, commissioned
Is that a
Harlan
real
Sanders-
person's name?
Unfortunately,
That sounds like a
yes.
fucking cartoon
yes.
character from
Yes.
like what's the rabbit movie?
Don't disrespect Bugs Bunny like
No.
that. Oh, Roger Rabbit?
Yes, Roger Rabbit.
yes.
Sounds like a Roger Rabbit character, bro.
Oh yeah, all of these Southern names. You know what I mean?
Ruby
Ruby
LaFoon.
LaFoon commissioned Harlan Sanders as a Kentucky colonel, but it wasn't just because of how popular his food had become.
That's because he was the law.
Yeah.
No, it's because he was also delivering babies. You know, he was out there. He would dress. People thought he looked like Santa Claus, so he was out there eventually, like in the 40s and 50s, in a red suit, like a red Kentucky colonel suit, with his little white mustache, handing out buckets of chicken
for Christmas.
for Christmas.
Wow.
Yes,
this
exactly.
This guy's an American hero.
Now, before we dive into a little more of the colonel's history, I want to ask a question. All right, what is a Kentucky colonel?
Yes, please. And yes, I need the answer to this question.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, the good thing is any one of us, even the people listening to this, could become a Kentucky colonel. Now, a Kentucky colonel is the highest title of honor bestowed upon folks in the Commonwealth of a Kentucky colonel is the highest title of honor bestowed by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and even predates the United States by a year.
Wait, it predates the U.S.?
Yes, yes. So you have to at least be 18 years or older, and you have to have like done something noteworthy. You've had to have contributed to like our civil society and done some remarkable deeds or outstanding service to the community, state, or nation. Now, being a Kentucky colonel is similar to being like knighted.
That's the vibe I get.
Yeah, yeah. So instead of like being
somebody
called
just
like
kind of
Sir
decides.
Krennic,
Yeah.
you'd be the honorable, or excuse me, you'd be honorable Jordan Krennic,
Mm.
or you'd be Colonel Jordan Krennic.
Say less.
Yes. Now, there
like
are
this
currently
already.
about 250,000 colonels in the world today, not just in the United States, and they're made up of people in over 70 different countries.
So if I'm from Taiwan, I could be a Kentucky colonel.
Yes.
You can be okay. So they're Kentucky. You can be from a different place and be a Kentucky colonel.
Absolutely.
So
And
Absolutely.
who? But who gives them the?
The governor.
Oh, the governor does it.
Yeah. So okay.
What does he just like have like it's like Tuesday and from Tuesday at like 12 to 2 he's colonelling people.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Because like
We'll actually get into that.
250,000 colonels isn't exactly like an elite group of colonels.
Oh,
I mean, it's
hold
not
on.
that many
Have
people.
some respect, Evan.
So okay.
just
So
saying.
we'll actually get into this.
I'm
So
just saying.
the first known Kentucky colonel was adventurer and colonizer Daniel Boone,
Fucking
who was commissioned by a judge in 1775 to lead a trail company into the frontier. Now, during the Civil War, Old Honest Abe commissioned over 1,000 Kentucky colonels to act as a goodwill ambassadors to push people onto the side of the Union because obviously at that time they needed people.
I would have joined the Union if it meant I could have been a colonel for sure.
Good to know. Good to know.
Old Abe is just fucking making it rain colonels out there.
Yeah. Now,
You get to be a colonel. You get to be a colonel.
Basically, you get a ribbon tie. You get a ribbon tie. Now, oftentimes at this point in time, they were like prominent people in the community, like lawyers, landowners, businessmen. Now, they did this because Kentucky colonels, they did this because Kentucky was a swing state, and at the time, they needed as many people on their side for obvious reasons.
Naturally.
So
that was
sorry, Devin.
that was the no, that's okay. That was just the trade-off. Like, okay, listen, Kentucky, we're gonna make you part of the Union. Here's the deal: we give you a few thousand colonels. In exchange, you become part of the Union. That's my Lincoln impression, by the way.
That's a deal. Oh, that's your Lincoln? That was a perfect Lincoln. I'm going to call Spielberg up right now. So for my research, from my research, it's fairly easy to become a colonel. So there was an account of one colonel personally nominating 500 people, and not a single application was denied.
What?
500 people. One person nominated 500 people, and not a single application was denied. And in 2016, the governor at the time, I didn't bother to look up his fucking name, made it to where only
Just
Kentucky
another
colonels-
colonel.
Yeah.
Just another fucking colonel.
So, in 2016, the governor at the time, they made it to where only Kentucky colonels active in the honorary order of the Kentucky colonel could nominate people, but that changed in 2020.
Okay, so for 4 years, the only people that could nominate colonels were fellow colonels.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I don't know
I
if it's a
feel-
good move or not, but
Really, I feel like that's a better move than, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Granted, you could probably
Those are the-
shell a couple thousand to someone to become a Kentucky colonel.
Those were the golden days. Like if
Buy your way in.
If
Yeah.
you've been like if you really wanted to become a colonel, sorry, you kind of missed your window where that was a lot easier.
You're not wrong.
So-
You're not wrong. But, that also begs a question. Are there any benefits to becoming a colonel, like a Kentucky colonel?
no, this is great. Yeah, this is great. I need to know the answer to this.
So you do get a certificate stating that you are, in fact, an official Kentucky colonel.
Literal perfect colonel.
Yep. You become a part of the governor's staff. So the governor at that time, you become a part of his staff as an aide to camp, and you get the option of having the title honorable or colonel in front of your name. Again, kind of like sir for knights. And a Kentucky colonel is a lifetime appointment. It doesn't matter what governor's in place. As long as you're alive, you're a Kentucky colonel. And really, that's pretty much all you get.
Oh, No take backsies.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what comes with like being a Kentucky Colonel. Now there are a lot of famous Kentucky Colonels. So before we wrap this up, I do want to play a quick game of Believe It or Not.
Okay, I'm in on the believe it or not. I just my only thing here that I want to like at least engage with for a second is that
Okay.
they're so basically being a Kentucky Colonel is exactly what we thought being a Kentucky Colonel was.
You get nothing. you get nothing.
You get a title that gives you no benefits.
It doesn't sound. It doesn't even sound like you necessarily have even had to be in Kentucky at any point in your life. You don't have to have even set. You have not. You don't even have to set foot in Kentucky. Oh, see, they call me Mr. Colonel. They call me Mr. Colonel Hanley from Connecticut. Oh, yeah, this is
honestly, there are a surprising amount of like titles that you can get. So in the Texas equivalent to becoming a Kentucky Colonel is to becoming a Texas Admiral.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah. So there's the Admiral.
Admiral, I've heard that before as a title.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There are a bunch of people who are admirals in Texas who have never been on a ship. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because admirals for like
it's
the
Navy. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Same with I think Arkansas is also admiral, which is ironic because they're not a coast.
Completely landlocked.
Yeah, completely landlocked. There's a bunch of other states too.
Technically, I'm a ordained minister of the Universal Life Church.
As am
Seriously.
As am I.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
The trifecta,
Cool.
boys.
Yes, all three
Boom.
of us.
The other day,
So if you want to
someone
get
actually
married from all three of us,
by the cheesy gordita bunch,
We'll do
we
it.
will do it. Okay, we're pretty cheap. We just get our flights
and our
So-
meals.
and our meals. But our food won't be that expensive. I mean,
So what's
KFC,
fucking stopping us
fast food,
from
yeah,
being?
KFC. Not Chick-fil-A, KFC and
Exactly,
Taco
not
Bell.
Chick-fil-A. But what were we saying, Devin?
I'm saying, like, why the fuck aren't we colonels yet? We should become colonels.
We should definitely try to nominate and like put in our application to become colonels.
Yeah.
Clearly, we won't be denied.
Clearly, we will not be denied.
Yeah, I mean, just like it was pretty simple to become
Ordained.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
like
I mean,
a 15-minute course, if that.
the other day it was free. I just literally signed up. Like I literally signed
Yes.
up. Like it wasn't even a course. You just sign up, and it was great. But it was funny because the other day somebody called me and they were like, I need to confess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally. And I was like, well, technically.
That's hilarious.
I was like, if technically this is a place you can do that. So yeah.
So what we're going to do now
All right,
is we're
let's
going
get
to
into
play
it.
a quick game of Believe It or Not, Colonel Edition. Now, for the folks in Bell Nation, if this is your first episode, this is actually the first Believe It or Not in season 2,
Yes.
which is fucking awesome. And so the way it works is it's kind of like a true or false, a believe it or not. So our first contestants, all right, this is a clean slate. So Jordan does not have his wins, and Devin definitely does not have his losses. All right.
Clean slate.
And if you haven't listened to
Clean
the show,
slate.
I do want to include one piece of additional context. At this point, I think the record is something like 10-2.
That doesn't matter.
That's
It's
generous.
a clean slate, Jordan. Did you not just fucking hear him? It doesn't matter what the numbers were last
Just
season.
so you know. But yeah, it's a clean slate. You're gonna start over. You're gonna become colonelized,
Jordan,
and,
you would
and,
know what
and,
you
and
would
a new
know if
life
I-
awaits, Devin.
Jordan, you would know who a fucking colonel was if he came over and fucking stole your roller skates.
First off, they're blades.
Thank you, Nick. Yeah, Devin, they're walking among us, amongst us.
So the way it works is I'm going to ask my two contestants a question, and they have to tell me if they believe it or not. All right, and the one with the most wins. Yeah. And so we're gonna have about we're gonna do about 5 questions. What does that say to y'all?
All right.
That sounds great.
All right, perfect.
No chance of a tie.
Yep. So we are gonna start it off with the reigning champ from season 1. All right, Mr. Jordan Cravens Krennic.
Let's go.
But we're the slate has been reset. So
Yes.
that technically
Yes.
doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Anymore because
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
because
So,
we've agreed that
just so you know.
we've
So-
agreed to reset the slate.
so champ. Believe it or not, all right. Believe it or not, I'm just gonna give you a name, and then you're gonna tell me if you believe it or not.
Okay, why did
All
you
right.
say it like that?
Colonel Jack Hollow. Believe it or not.
Oh, I'm believing that one.
You believe it?
I'm gonna believe it.
You're gonna believe it?
I'm
All right,
gonna
all
believe
right.
it.
Correct.
Let's go.
That was
Correct.
such a fucking easy one. That was
Jack-
such an easy one.
Jack
If
Harlow
you,
is in fact a Kentucky Colonel.
Wasn't he? Because he was just in an ad for KFC. I
No,
remember
He did a
was-
whole campaign.
He did a campaign. Yeah, you
So
don't.
that was
He did a campaign. That's how you become a colonel. You didn't hear about the fucking thing earlier.
yeah.
You didn't hear the
If you didn't
rules
join us
earlier?
last season, this is the easy questions that Jordan gets. By the way, so, they call him low hanging fruit credit. They call him high bar dill. Let's hit it.
Wow, you can tell he is a dill because he is sour. So, the next one we have, Mr. DJ Dill. All right. Believe it or not, Colonel Bing Crosby.
Oh fucking no way! No way is that man a colonel. Not believing it.
Incorrect. Bing Crosby is in fact a Kentucky Colonel. Honorable Bing Crosby.
Yeah, honorable, quote unquote honorable. I guess this was the time. This obviously happened at the time where anybody could become a fucking colonel.
He was probably one of those 500. All right. Champ. Kentucky Colonel Johnny Depp.
Oh shit!
Believe it or not.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna not believe it this time.
So that is a not.
That is a not.
Oh,
fuck, he's a
Johnny Depp is in fact a Kentucky Colonel. Yes.
Part of me wanted to say yes.
Yeah, so just for those counting at home, Jordan 1, Dill 0.
All right, let's
All right.
move on to the next one here.
So, Mr. Devin Hanley, Colonel Bruce Campbell. Believe it or not.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Damn.
Wow.
Bruce Campbell is in fact a Kentucky Colonel.
Damn.
All right.
Shoulda
So,
gotten
Jordan,
that
if
one.
you get this one, you win it. So it is 1-0. Jordy, champ, are you going to pull it out?
We do what we do, baby.
Kentucky Colonel Donald J. Trump.
Oh, this is too good. I'm gonna believe it.
Correct.
Oh, God damn it!
Yep. Correct.
So they were.
Every
This wasn't
single
even.
one of
This
them
was their.
was a
Yeah.
colonel.
That's what I
Every single one of them was a colonel.
Fucking
Yeah.
pulling the wool over our eyes on this game.
So you have it here first. Jordan Cravens Krennic won the first Believe It or Not.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming. Yeah, so good job, champ.
There's a first time for everything. Since the slate's been cleared.
Just a few more Kentucky Colonels. All right, so you got Imagineer Walt Disney. Kentucky
Oh
Colonel.
wow. Okay. What do
Wow.
you have the year for that one?
No, I don't.
That'd be a good one.
Another Kentucky Colonel. Say Yes to the Dresses. Monte Durham. Mr. Bob Dylan.
Oh, Bob Dylan.
Betty White.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Craig Ferguson.
Mm.
You might be a Kentucky Colonel if you're Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, that's how. Well done.
Yes, and of course Glenn Fry, Glenn Campbell, And where is it?
Glenn Bell.
No, he wishes. And
Ooh.
Jennifer Gardner. Yeah. So many
Wow.
Kentucky Colonels. But yeah,
We're gonna
that
have
was
to
fun.
add
That was
that
great.
Devin Hanley, Nick Ortiz, Jordan Krennic to that list.
Ooh, one day.
Yeah.
Now, let's go ahead and wrap this up in a nice ribbon tie. So as the Colonel's delicious food was becoming more popular, he was even able to open Sanders Cafe in Corbin, which it's still there. It's still technically the first Kentucky Fried Chicken. His first restaurant to not be attached to the service station was Sanders Cafe. During this time, he was perfecting that special blend of spices, and it was a good time to do so because in 1939, food critic, an actual person, and also Kentucky Colonel, Duncan Hines, made a trip out to the Colonel's restaurant, and he absolutely fucking loved the food. He
Wait a
loved
second.
it.
You're a colonel? I'm a colonel. What the hell? Wow, when did that happen? Oh, my goodness.
He liked the food so much that he actually included the restaurant in Adventures in Good Eating, his guide to restaurants all throughout the United States. And yeah, this made the Colonel famous. And really, that's where we are going to pick back up on the next episode on the rise of KFC, which I'm super excited for.
This is exciting,
This-
dude. This was
This has been a fascinating episode. Like,
Right?
from like they seriously do need to make a like
a
I
movie,
mean,
dude. They need to make a movie.
You know, the thing what I've been thinking about is like this is just to me like the most American story.
Yeah.
Like this rags to riches story, and this dude who just like during the fucking depression, during the hardest time in the history of America, this dude just found a way to fucking sling ham out of his house
Yeah.
and
Hey,
fucking just like connect with people. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I think this is a like fucking
When-
great episode.
Oh yeah, you know the thing is like when you're a white man during Jim Crow era America, it's gonna be easy to succeed. You know what I mean? And I think he really was able to capitalize it in a really great time to do so. And this next episode is gonna be fucking awesome. I mean, we're gonna talk a little bit more about old Dave Thomas, old orphan Dave Thomas from Wendy's, and we're gonna talk about some other really interesting characters that that the Colonel had crossed paths with in his Forrest Gump-like life. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. Bell Nation, please follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, Cheesy Gordita Bunch, and follow me, Cheesy Gordita Nick. And if you play Call of Duty, also look me up, Cheesy G Nick on Xbox Live. But Devin, Dill.
I mean,
Yeah,
my
this
last
is,
one of my last thoughts about the show is like, you just said like the Forrest Gump shit.
Oh yeah.
He's like made me think that, Mr. Harlan Sanders himself was all like, he was just like, I cooked chicken for 16 months, 8 days, 5 weeks. He's like that recounting his like I walked for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That shit popped right into my head.
No, he was like, I cooked
chicken for
16. Yeah.
I cooked chicken for 2 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and 18 hours.
I may not be a smart man, but I know how to make chicken.
I wanted to cook ham, so I cooked ham.
Life is like a bucket of chicken.
But Dave, you don't have any legs. But Dave, you don't have any parents.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, this is so interesting, and the fact that somebody hasn't like made a movie. Seriously, we should make it.
We'll make it. Be on the lookout. She's gonna need a bunch production.
I'll play the kid. You play like the young adult, and then Devin, you play the rest.
Yes, yeah. But you want to plug anything?
No. Happy Sunday. No, take that out. No, I got nothing.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy Pride. That's there's a whole month we got for that, so that's good stuff, right? And then we it's just good to do another episode. This episode we got to educate you all a bit, answer some of those questions that you've been burning to know for a long time. How does one become a colonel?
Naturally.
What is it? What are the benefits? Who is this man? And how old was he when he first grew his goatee? And now we know he was like 7. That was when it came in.
7, yeah.
Yeah, and fucking Harlan don't take no shit.
Harlan don't take no shit.
Harlan's bitches better be
Yeah.
wearing jimmies, you know, like
Yeah.
Yep.
if
Yep.
anybody's
Yep.
seen the other guys. But anyway, this guy's just the real deal, dude. So anyway, I look forward to the next episode. It's good to do another episode. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. The pleasure is always ours for you to listen and tune in for a bit and hang out with us. So that's all I got. Follow your boy
Yeah.
on socials, YABOI112, Twitter. You know Twitter,
Yeah.
the place you go for where your dreams come true.
Send a
And
tweet.
then
Free speech, baby. Free speech.
IG, Snapchat, all of it. So hit your boy up.
Sweet deal. Take us home, baby.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy, future president, future colonel, DJ Dill,
Colonel.
blowing you a kiss on this no whistling Sunday from these dill sucking lips. And we're gonna say good night, and we will see you next week around the bend.
All right, Bell Nation. Well, stay Baja blessed.
Holla.
This show is made possible thanks to listeners like you. For more great Cheesy Gordita Network content, follow us on social media or go to cheesygorditanetwork.com to stay up to date. Thank you for your support and stay Baja blessed.